What's up, guys? Getting back into another JC discussion. This one's a big one because we have all sat down to discuss the recent MCU film, Spider-Man Far From Home.
Spider-Man, okay.
Yeah, the Endgame one never came out, John. Right, John? We sat down and talked a long time, John.
I just keep saying my name over
I
and
don't
over.
know. I wasn't there.
Someone else was supposed to edit that one and get it out, John.
Well, we should probably fire them.
But anyway, we all sat down, unfortunately not together, but we have all seen Spider-Man different times.
I went with my wife.
I went with my wife and my 3-year-old.
Was your wife as excited as my wife to watch it? Because she was not excited.
She was until she realized who the villain was. Then she was mad.
Okay, how did she not see that coming?
I don't know.
Okay,
but the funny thing is, I sat there and let her think it.
Right? Really quick, spoilers, okay? In 3, 2, 1. Was that enough time? 3, 2, 1. So, I just want to talk about this real quick. About Spider-Man. Because, okay, first of all, was it a good movie, yes or no? Yeah, I say yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Was the casting good? I'll say, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, really the only new casting they really had to do was for Mysterio.
Yeah. And well, actually, yeah.
Yeah.
And some of the other, like, minor characters, but major, it was just Mysterio.
Well, no, Mary Jane. Or, not Mary Jane, sorry, MJ. Because we don't know.
She's the same.
Is she the same?
Yeah,
I didn't know Zendaya was the same.
it was MJ, yeah.
Oh, man, she just grew up a lot then.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah. You know, the only big casting change was Jake Gyllenhaal.
Well, there
were some
what's his
minor
bucket's
characters.
girlfriend?
Who's what?
Betty.
Yeah.
She's a huge Spider-Man character. Which, by the way, kudos for throwing her in. I was wondering when they would do that.
I'm wondering how they're going to... I'm kind of hoping in the next Spider-Man they throw in Gwen Stacy. Because, like, I love this MJ. This MJ that they have is, like, really, like, a attitude, like...
More like Peter, but with, like, sass.
Kind of.
She's more like the ultimate version of Mary Jane.
Yeah, she's got, like, the dark humor, but, like, nobody messes with her. So I'm kind of hoping that, like, Gwen's, like in the next one, like this new chick, Gwen Stacy, shows up. And Spider-Man's like, yo, who is that? And then MJ's just like, fuck. and then just like have the background like thing be like MJ versus Gwen Stacy, like, but yeah, right, fighting over. Because think about this, MJ trying to like compete against another girl.
Oh, she's gonna win. But I heard a theory though. So this villain was Mysterio. The theory is that they're obviously building up to Sinister Six and with other things that happen in this movie that we'll get to. But the reason I don't think they'll put Gwen Stacy in it, I don't think they're going to use Gwen Stacy, Harry Osborn, Norman Osborn, the Green Goblin, or Doc Ock.
I would say it's pretty clear on the Osborn stuff
No,
not happening.
I think it might just be building up to having
I don't think they're going to do it because I think they're trying
in
to...
it.
I don't think they're going to do it because they're trying to distance themselves.
They're trying to distance themselves, but like Norman and Harry and Green Goblin was a huge part of Spider-Man's life.
Yeah, he was, but there's also way more villains they could pull from him, and the Green Goblin was a part of the original Sinister Six.
You know what I forgot? So I was like watching this, and I was explaining to my wife everything. I was like, yeah, and then in Spider-Man 1, Scorpion was like, and then I saw that I was like, Scorpion's in this universe.
Yeah.
Scorpion was like, looked at Michael Keaton, was like, hey, I heard you know who Spider-Man is. He's like, huh, if I knew who he was, he'd be dead by now. And he's like, all right, because he's like, a few of my pals want to, like, you know, take a picture with him, say hi, maybe slice his throat. But now since everybody knows who Spider-Man is...
Oh yeah, by the way, his identity was revealed.
But the fact that Scorpion now knows who Spider-Man is.
Well, I think I know what the next movie's going to be.
What do you think the next movie's going to be?
So... in the movie, Nick Fury brings him into
I thought it was going to be a quick answer. Never mind.
Oh, no, it's deep.
I'm going to put my head down.
Okay, here. Quick answer before we get into it.
No, I don't want it. I want the explanation.
Okay. In the movie, Nick Fury brings him into S.H.I.E.L.D., and in S.H.I.E.L.D., you meet one operative, and this operative doesn't say anything the entire movie. And his name was Dimitri.
Yeah! He was a great character. He was a great character.
Is the first name of Kraven's stepbrother.
Yeah, I missed that.
Dimitri is also the mute who plays Chameleon.
What the flip?
So, the next movie with Spider-Man's identity out there, I think they're going to pull Kraven's Last Hunt.
I think...
And bring in Chameleon and Kraven.
I really think they're going to do something with Scorpion, because they really did make a point to let you know that Scorpion is there.
With those two getting caught and put into prison, there's your Sinister Six.
Wait.
And had the last movie.
Scorpion.
Kraven, Chameleon, Scorpion, the Vulture. Have your last movie bring in the last two to compete.
I think what's the professor that made the
Doc Ock.
Not Doc Ock. No, I think
Connors.
The
Lizard.
The Lizard.
Yeah, I think the professor that the glasses that made the holograms worked for Tony Stark.
Quentin Beck, Mysterio.
No.
He made the holograms.
The guy at the computer that was making them for him.
That guy was the one in Iron Man 1 that was creating the suit.
Yeah, I forgot his name. Anyway, I think
another deep dive. Good job, Marvel.
Yeah, right. I think he's going to be Rhino.
Ooh, good call.
Yeah.
I don't know that guy's name though.
Yeah. I don't know either, but right off the bat,
right.
he's got the nerdy tech skills. He knows how suits work, and he made the fake. He made the thumb drive with the fake thing on there revealing Peter Parker.
Right.
And I was like, this dude's so smart to do it. I was like, he has to be Rhino. I know Rhino's like an idiot, but like...
Not necessarily.
Yeah, but like the way that he's going, I was like, I can see this guy making an iron suit that looks like a Rhino, and there's one of your Sinister Six right there.
Okay. Then you'd only need one more. And like, I'm a stickler. I really want to see Otto Octavius in this universe. I know they've used him and they're going to try to distance themselves. But
by the way, I finally saw Into the Multiverse.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I saw that, and then the next day I saw Spider-Man, which watching them both really blew my flipping mind back to back.
Yeah, they're both really good. But there's also the Prowler, but like.
I don't think the Prowler's.
I don't know if he's going to be in it.
I don't think the Prowler's going to be in it.
Unless like they do like a hero's journey with Miles.
Well, we met Miles' uncle in the first one, but it wasn't. Was it Aaron?
Yeah, Aaron. He's the Prowler.
I know, but I'm saying, what did we? Was it Aaron in the first Spider-Man that we met?
Yeah, Aaron Jefferson.
That was it.
Was it Aaron Jefferson?
Yeah. I don't think he. Yeah, see, I thought so. Someone told me it wasn't Aaron. I was like, are you sure? But anyways, I don't think he has it in him to be the Prowler.
I think if they do, it's going to be Miles learning to be Spider-Man after Peter with the Prowler, and then like do a hero's journey with a mentor, and then like something happens to the Prowler. Like
you can talk whenever you want.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Okay.
All right. So
let's talk about Mysterio.
Yes. Oh my God.
I love how they portrayed him without being a man of magic.
Yes. Well, I was talking to a friend of mine, and I was like. He was upset that he was a magician, but he understood it, and I was like, "There's no way this works if he's a magician."
What I have always said, and what I love about the MCU is like, they do follow the comics, but they create their own thing, and one of the own things that they've been creating is like, what if this was real life?
Right.
How realistic can we make this? And I was thinking, it was like, how the heck is Mysterio from a multiverse? Which I knew wasn't true right off the bat.
I know.
I love how he's just like, oh, great story. Everyone believed it. And it's what they needed to hear at the time. And I was like, I friggin' called it right off the bat. Because one of my theories was like, if the multiverse is real, I'm guessing that. I was like, from watching the trailers, maybe this Mysterio's good, but maybe our Mysterio's evil, kills that Mysterio, and then fights Spider-Man. But then I was like, that's too much of a stretch. They're not going to do that. So, and I'm like, Doctor Strange's job is literally to look for anything that's wrong in the space-time continuum. So if the multiverse existed, he's literally not doing his job.
Yeah, and like they even said like he's busy.
Yeah.
So like there could be the multiverse coming in Doctor Strange 2.
I don't think no. You know what he's busy doing? Trying to find that one dude from Doctor Strange 1 that's taking away everyone's powers.
Well, I think he's gonna find what's his name? What is that guy's name?
The guy I mentioned?
It's Chiwetel Ejiofor is the guy, but I can't...
Yeah.
Baron Mordo.
Yeah.
Baron Mordo is going to find Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange ain't looking for him. Baron Mordo is going to come to him and fight him.
I think he's looking for him in the sense that like he's realizing all these people are losing their abilities.
I could see that,
and
that's too simple of a plot. I figured that like it could start off that way, but then like Baron Mordo shows up, he's like, I've been watching you the whole time.
Yeah, no, you can still do the plot of him like following the trails.
Yeah.
But let's talk about Doctor Strange real quick. I love how realistic they made Doctor Strange using illusions.
Mysterio.
That's what I said.
Yeah. So. But no, and that's the coolest thing is that they even went back to Civil War to implant him into the movie.
I'm not gonna lie, I watched that scene in Civil War, like to see if I could see Jake Gyllenhaal in the background, and you can't.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't surprise me that if Jake Gyllenhaal was actually there.
It wouldn't surprise me, but then again, it was like whenever he calls it barf is whenever Jake Gyllenhaal like storms away.
Yeah.
So like. For everyone who doesn't know, Jake Gyllenhaal, the reason that he has all these illusions is because he created the tech in Civil War that lets Tony go back into his memories and like bring him back into life. And the whole reason he's upset is that Tony Stark called his creation barf. And that's the whole reason he's upset.
Talk about a kid who's like, he called my creation barf and now I hate him. Dude, take a joke.
Yeah.
It's not my... Hold on. It's not my fault that you happen to have the acronyms of BARF in the name that you gave it.
Oh yeah, and even the acronym for the MacGuffin of the glasses that Tony gives Peter in his will are called Edith, and it's because even dead, I'm the hero. Like,
right? It's like, so Tony Stark. I thought, okay, here's what I thought, because I saw a small like thing that was like a leak that I didn't mean to watch. Because I'm not gonna lie, I saw the first 2 trailers of Spider-Man, then I just stopped Spider-Man stuff. I was like, this is the end of Phase 3, beginning of Phase 4. I do not want to watch anything. Because I had a lot of stuff spoiled for me in Endgame because I explored it. And you know, so I was like, I don't want to do that for Spider-Man. But I saw one thing, and it was when he put on the glasses, it wasn't Edith talking, it was Tony Stark talking. And it was, Tony Stark had used algorithms like the evil Russian scientist in Winter Soldier. Same thing, except the side of the AI unit so that Tony Stark was still able to help out Peter Parker, and Peter Parker still had Tony with him. In which case, I was like, if this is true, I'm going to cry. So, and that's what I thought was going to happen. So when he put on Edith, I was like so excited. It was just like the chick, and I was like, oh, dang it. But part of me is still just like, is it Tony Stark though, just in disguise, or?
Well, I think it may have been Tony. Like they may have shot that one scene with him talking and dubbed it in, and like the director's like, this goes way too against the theme, because the theme of the whole movie is identity and like realizing that you need to be this versus that, and moving on from Tony.
Yeah,
and,
exactly.
Like, moving on from Iron Man.
I'm not sure if you noticed this, but like in many occasions, the way Peter was moving and the way he was talking was very much like Tony Stark.
Well, yeah, because I don't know when Uncle Ben died.
We don't even know if Uncle Ben existed in this either.
Yeah, we do. Suitcase.
Yeah.
BFP.
Yeah.
Benjamin, I can't remember his name. Parker.
Franklin.
Wait, when?
Is it Franklin? Whenever he's loading his suitcase up, it's...
Did it say that?
Yeah, it said
BFP.
I missed that!
Yeah. So, and he's there. Like, it's... I don't know. You can't do Spider-Man without having Uncle Ben.
Yeah.
False. Into the multiverse, they made it very clear. As long as somebody that he loved dies, you get Spider-Man.
Well, for Peter Parker,
they're also all those realities have. Okay, never mind. The comics all had Ben in them.
I know. But, isn't this the first time that Aunt May finds out that he's Spider-Man?
No, actually. I hope they do this, because since they're pulling so much from the Ultimate Universe, in the Ultimates universe, she knows.
Okay.
And there's literally multiple comics where it's told through Aunt May's eyes, and at the end of the comic, she's talking to her therapist.
Oh shoot!
So like she's trying to like cope with it, because she realized like inevitably like Spider-Man can die, and like I'll be left with no one, and I had to support him doing this because he's doing good things, but I don't know how to do it.
You know, I kind of gathered that when she threw the banana at him, and was just like, oh, I thought you could detect that. Like it was funny.
The Peter Tingle.
well, I know you're Peter Tingle. Stop calling Happy's like, the Peter Tingle, your aunt told me about that. I was like,
Your aunt told me about the Peter Tingle.
Oh, what a good relationship, too, by the way.
Oh, dude.
Happy Hogan and Aunt May. I don't think it'll ever happen.
No, they're totally hooking up. Are you serious?
Well, I mean, like, for, like, a long term.
I don't know. I feel like because Spider-Man was just like, are you guys dating? Like, yes, no. And they're just like, what? I feel like after he left, they got into those fights where they started making out and doing stuff. That's just my interpretation of what happened.
Dude, I love it whenever we're getting ready to go on this trip with Peter, and he like looks at the Spider-Man suit and the Iron Spider suit, and he's like, I'm not taking it. Mm-hmm. Then you get to the airport, security opens his suitcase, and Aunt May threw it in with a sticky note that said, "You forgot this, love ya."
With the banana. Did you see the banana there too?
And literally the security person's like, clear.
The security person probably like,
That wasn't the Iron Spider suit.
His Iron Spider suit was in the corner in his homemade containment field, by the way.
Yeah!
It was not
like,
Stark Tech.
I was like, what the flip?
Yeah, that. I was talking about the suit in the suitcase. That wasn't.
No. She threw the other one in there.
Yeah,
the other one was in the closet because he looked at that one and then he panned down to the Iron Spider suit.
Yeah.
And he's like, nope, I'm good.
Just wanted to clear that up in case people thought we were saying he took that. She threw the Iron Spider one in there.
No. Which
shows up.
Is it like, unless it's on him, I guess this is what establishes. If he's not wearing the Iron Spider suit, is it just like nanites?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Is that what it is? Okay, because I didn't know that. I thought it was like a legit, like once it came on him in,
I mean, in...
What movie was it?
It was Infinity War.
Infinity War? I thought it was like the Mach 3 armor where it just attached to it.
No, it's all nano.
Okay, see, I guess I missed that. I didn't catch it.
Yeah, how did you miss that?
I don't know.
His face mask literally disappears and shows.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
should have guessed it, honestly.
I know there's at least been versions where it's been like the Mach 3 style or whatever style they've done it in, but yeah, this one was definitely nanites.
Well, toward the end of the movie where he is building his suit, the Easter
That was so
eggs
cool. Yeah, all the other suits.
Some people actually, I've seen, are upset with that scene, but I didn't have a problem with it. Because they said it went against the theme of the movie of moving past Iron Man. And him.
There was 4 suits in this movie. The most suits we've seen in any Spider-Man movie. You get to deal with it.
No, not the suits. Like him, like emulating, because like what it's doing, it's a shot by shot of like when.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
People are upset
yeah.
that like it's showing him
He
being
did the same
Iron
thing
Man.
Tony did.
Yeah, but
that was the point.
It went against the theme though. The theme was moving on past Tony, but if he's like doing the same thing, Tony.
Also supposed to be like showing that he's ready to take on.
Yeah,
that's how I saw it.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to say. I saw it like that.
Because
your friends are in danger. You're out in the middle of nowhere without your suit. What are you gonna do?
With a daisy over a daisy field.
Because he was in a garden.
What are you gonna do? And it's like that's essentially like when Iron Man's stuck in the cave. Like, well, you got nothing. What are you gonna do?
Exactly. Yeah.
And, but I liked it.
Let's
And,
go.
The reason that Happy put on the AC/DC is because Happy hasn't had any coping with losing Tony. That's
No,
his
he
best
hasn't.
friend.
Yeah.
And
Also,
boss.
To be fair, why wouldn't you throw on some AC/DC for
I
that?
didn't find reasons
No,
why
it's not AC/DC.
anyways.
It's Leonard Skinner. Or I mean,
Led Zeppelin. Oh, the singer was like, oh, I love Led Zeppelin. I was like, okay, we gotta go. We need to leave. This movie sucks. I was like, that's not right. What was stupid is that like my wife and I were like the oldest people in the theater. Like it was literally just a bunch of. It was literally just like a bunch of like teenage like looked like freshman kids.
Oh my god.
So when they said that Led Zeppelin joke, like.
Only you two were laughing.
Nobody got that, and I was like, are you guys like? One dad was there with his high school kids, and like he was like, I went, oh, and he goes, right, and then everyone else was just like, I don't get it, man. But but yeah, no, I really love how they did Mysterio, how they made him, because I was
based instead of.
Well, I was convinced. I thought I was like, well, he's probably not magic, but I was convinced he had like his own Iron Man suit thing, like Whiplash in Iron Man 2. But it was just illusions. I was like, well, it's crazy because that's still like a magician.
Yeah.
Too, and I was like, that's so cool. And honestly, this movie reminded me a lot of Iron Man 2. You know, you have the premise of the character. You know some bad things have happened to him, and now he's trying to figure out if he's going to be Iron Man or not. You know?
Yeah.
And the same thing with Spider-Man. And then you had that one bad guy that had the same abilities as you, in fact, even better, and you're trying to figure out how to beat him. Yeah. You know, except in Iron Man 2, like, he had War Machine with him.
Well, I like the turncoat in it. Like, whenever you find, like, whenever Quentin Beck, like, you know, if you're Spider-Man fan, you know Quentin Beck's Mysterio, and he's a bad guy. But, like, when he finally, like, reveals the badness and reveals, like, he was the ex-employee along with multiple ex-employees, it was so good.
So mind-blowing.
They're sitting in a bar. Peter turns over, like,
Edith.
Yeah, Edith, which was, like, the stupidest thing ever. I couldn't believe that.
Yeah, I was like, honestly, like, that scene right there when he was like, you deserve Edith, not me, like, that was the only scene that I was just like, that was dumb, man.
Yeah, like, and I almost was like, well, that didn't go in this movie right now. But
got it to an extent.
I forgot you were here.
You're good. I understood it to an extent because his whole purpose for handing it over was, I don't want to be Spider-Man right now. Like, I just want to be a normal person. If somebody's supposed to be Iron Man, with what he had seen Beck doing, he's like, you're the best option I got.
To be honest...
Okay, so you're thinking he just saw it with rose-tinted glasses then. No pun intended on that.
That's exactly what it was. I mean, that's the whole reason he gave it over. He thought Quentin Beck was this good dude. That's all he ever saw. And his whole thing is he's like, I just want to be on vacation. I want to hang out with MJ, tell her how I feel, and just forget about everything.
No, his whole thing was him being a hormonal teenager wanting to tell this chick that he likes her. That was seriously it. If you ask me, that's not enough of a reason to hand over the best technology in the world.
Well, it also went against the end of the movie, where at the end of the movie, it's showing you that he is ready to be the main hero and, like, step up.
Well, it's because he grew up. I mean, you see that process. My favorite part of the whole movie was at the end, the final battle scene between Spider-Man and Mysterio, and Spider-Man closes off his eyes completely from the illusions and uses full spider senses to fight.
That's the only way that he could have, like, they do that. That's the only way you can beat him in the comics. So, like, I'm really glad they put it in there.
Exactly, yeah. And then, like, I thought it was so cool. He was just running over, just jumps off the wall, and, like, just grabs the drone, and, like, you just see the illusion starting to fade, and I was like, holy crap! Holy crap!
And even whenever he's getting ready to win, and you think, like, it's all done after Quentin Beck's got hurt,
Quentin Beck.
And he just turns around and grabs the gun right then.
Bam! And, like, even you were just like, what was that? And then I loved, you know, on top of that, I really loved the backstory with the trip and all the students in the trip.
Oh, yeah, it's really funny because Tom Holland came out in an interview. He was like, yeah, the first one was Homecoming, and I was like 1,000 miles away, but literally they shot this down the street, and this one's called Far From Home.
Yeah, no, yeah, he was talking about how they literally shot it like 20 minutes from his house.
The
and
London part.
Yeah, and like he talked about how like, when they were done, he would just, or like in between takes, he would just go home.
Yeah, go to his parents' house.
Yeah, he goes, and then just like, okay, well, I gotta go back and just go back. Man, I tell you what, that's gotta be a good life. To be like, I would love to be like, all right, hey mom, my lunch break is over. I go back and film Spider-Man.
Yeah.
That'd be a great sentence to say legit. That'd be cool. All right, I'm officially jealous of this guy.
So, question from actually both movies, because it's so different than what we're used to. What do you all think of Flash?
He's still a punk.
Well, yeah, but he's not this big jock that, like,
I described him
up.
He's the bully.
He's a bully.
He's the wrong bully.
I think, well, he's a modern bully. See, back then with the other, like, say with the first Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, back then a bully would beat you up and whatnot.
There's still those bullies though.
Well, there's still those bullies today, but like that's not what the main bully is these days. The main bully these days is calling someone a dickwad and then posting it on social media.
Yeah, true, but he's also not the bully that becomes Agent Venom or what was his other persona?
Jerk.
No, he was another. He was a villain.
I don't think he has. See,
he was that too.
That makes me think that they're not going to do Venom for this.
I think they are.
Venom has
I think they're getting ready to do it.
I thought. Well, here
the last post-credit scene kind of cemented what I think.
But they can still do that without having Venom.
I hope not. I want to see him wear that black suit.
But having a symbiote.
Symbiote.
Sorry. Sorry, I forgot the word symbiote. Gosh.
You pulled the Sony trick. It's a symbiote.
Alright, so for not having a symbiote, how are you supposed to have that in this universe?
Well, are we just going to talk about it now?
Was that
The last end credit scene? Post-credit scene?
Yeah, with Nick Fury.
Already spoiling stuff, why not?
Well, the last scene...
Does that explain Venom?
Well, it explains that he's on SWORD. Strategic World Organization...
Is he on SWORD?
That's SWORD.
I thought he was...
It's either SWORD or Alpha Flight, and they could either be both.
I literally just thought he was on... So what happened is that you see Nick Fury and what's-her-bucket...
Maria Hill.
In the car, and then... They're in the car and they turn
He's talking to someone on the phone. Or
yeah.
He's calling, you don't know who it is.
Nick Fury is calling Nick Fury on the phone, but turns out Nick Fury is a Skrull.
Telos. From Captain Marvel.
Yeah. And his wife is the other chick. And I keep forgetting her name.
I can't remember the wife's name.
Yeah. And
really funny conversation.
And he's like talking to Nick Fury. He's like, "Hey, I things are going good here. Went after the kid like you told me to, but how long are you gonna be? Because everyone keeps asking me about the Avengers, and I really don't know what to say about that." Hey, here's the thing. Fury made it clear that only people that know him call him Fury.
I know, I missed it. I saw it in
everybody calls him Fury. All right, Captain Marvel. And then if you watch like the Avengers, they all call him Captain Fury. The one time, or they call him Fury, like Captain America calls him Fury and everything. The one time you see somebody that knows Fury that calls him Nick is at the end credits of Endgame when they start disappearing and she goes Nick instead of Fury.
Infinity War?
Yeah, Infinity War, sorry. At the end credit when Samuel Jackson and what's-her-bucket...
Maria Hill?
Yeah. They start disappearing and she goes, Nick, during the blip. And then you see Samuel Jackson do the whole mother thing, and I'm like, why did she just call him Nick?
Dude, I need to rewatch that. I didn't see if they call her Nick.
So how long have they been portraying Nick Fury? Because they were obviously there.
I honestly, if that's true, ever since Winter Soldier, because that's whenever he went away.
No, because because Age of Ultron was before
that. Yeah, so it had to be after Winter Soldier.
No, Age of Ultron was after Winter Soldier. Yeah.
Like actual
because at the party Captain America was like, "Hey, any more intel on our missing man?" To Falcon, he's like, "No, I haven't found anything yet." They were talking about looking for Bucky.
Are you not talking about Civil War?
No, I'm talking about Age of Ultron.
I know, but like Civil War.
Age of Ultron came out after Winter Soldier.
Then Winter Soldier had to come before Age of Ultron because it has to.
That's what I said.
Okay, my bad. I thought you said after. Age of Ultron.
But during Age of Ultron, they call Fury, and everybody calls him Fury. But after that, they call him.
We'll probably get an answer and probably the worst movie sequel.
I'm just saying, like, if you look at the end of Infinity War when they all blip, she calls him Nick.
I need to rewatch it.
And she doesn't call him Fury.
So that could be it.
So I don't think Fury actually blipped. I mean, he could have because it was the whole universe.
The Skrull. But
it was the Skrulls that blipped, and Fury actually did not. Because he even looked a little older.
Well, if that's the case, then why wasn't SWORD or Alpha Flight in Endgame?
Didn't need to be. They're obviously working on something if they've been gone that long.
For 8 years.
Why not?
It's fine. I just.
But what doesn't make sense is that at the end of Captain Marvel shows up. She's like, "Hey, where's Fury?" But obviously, Fury is with Captain Marvel at SWORD.
Well, we don't know if Captain Marvel's been on SWORD.
You know she's there.
Well, no, because she's been off-world. It would have.
She's been at other worlds helping them out.
Yeah, it would have been brought up. So, like, SWORD has to be relatively recent. Has to be.
Which I guess can turn into Secret Wars, but I don't think it's going to be Secret Wars.
Where else are you going to go? Well, it's also Secret Invasion, too. Because he said, whenever he was talking, to his wife / Maria Hill. He was like, "Yeah, these Kree sleeper cells." He says Kree sleeper cells. Well, in the comics, that was Skrull sleeper cells.
Yeah.
So like, there's your secret invasion.
It might be. I don't know.
But I
think it's going to end up. I think it is going to end up being Dark Avengers, especially after them framing Peter Parker like that. And I think, see, and that's what I think.
You don't think they'll come out and say, because they made, J. Jonah Jameson comes back in this one, and it's also J.K. Simmons.
Yes,
awesome.
That was amazing. I was like,
but they turned it into an Alex Ross, like, parody.
So I just love that he was finally like, Spider-Man's evil. I'll show you right now. I was like,
Spider-Man's a menace.
Exactly. I was like, you know what? He deserves this. He really does.
Oh, yeah.
But no, I mean, because this is. If anything, this is time for Osmond to come out and be like, hey, I have these superheroes that are trustworthy, but really they're villains.
It can, but that's...
I'm just saying, there is an opening. I'm not going to say that's what's going to happen. I'm saying there is an opening for that.
But why play that now whenever you can wait, and if you're already planning to do Secret Invasion, do it after Secret Invasion?
Yeah, I mean, they might.
Because that's what happened.
Well, Dark Wars is supposed to... Apparently they got 3 more Avengers movies that are supposed to be coming out. Or no, 3 more Avengers-based movies coming out, which
Secret Wars, Secret Invasion, and Annihilation,
Dark Avengers,
or Dark Avengers.
But I don't know because they said they're no longer doing. Who is the idiot that said they're no longer doing team-up movies?
I don't know.
Because that was this movie was nothing but a team-up movie.
I don't think they'll do them. I don't think they'll call them Avengers though. I think they'll go with like their title, like. Secret Invasion.
Well, I think it'd be like more like Civil War. Well, no, it'd probably be like when they introduced all the characters in Iron Man 2 type deal, where they never called them Avengers, but like they introduced all the characters.
Yeah,
it might be like that. But anyways, no, I don't honestly. What was I saying? I don't know where it's going to go because here's the thing. Here's who we still have alive. We have Falcon, who's the new Captain America.
I don't think we're going to see him.
And by his side is Bucky.
TV shows.
Yeah, but they know that Spider-Man's innocent.
Yeah.
We have Black Panther, who I don't think anybody's ever going to cross him, who knows Spider-Man's innocent. Doctor Strange knows firsthand that Spider-Man's innocent. Vision's alive. I don't give a crap what anybody says, okay? Alright? No, I don't care. I don't care.
They're making a Wanda and Vision TV show, so...
Well, I didn't even know about that, but I'm just saying he's alive, okay?
It's called WandaVision. Can't even make it up to you. It's called WandaVision.
I don't know how to react to that.
I don't either.
Well, with a name that silly, they better do how Wanda gets pregnant and has demon babies.
There was Wonka Vision. Is it like Wonka Vision from Willy Wonka?
It's as silly as that.
Man, okay. Let's never bring that up again. Wanda is alive. I'm saying all these people that are / were Avengers are...
And Thor's off-world.
Thor... We're not going to talk about that right now. But all these people know that Spider-Man's innocent, so do you think they're going to keep playing off of this, or do you think they're going to play off it for a little bit? You know, like Doctor Strange be like, hey, he's a good guy. You know, or something like that.
Well, they could do... So do you... I don't know if you remember. So, in the comic books, Daredevil's identity got outed as Matt Murdock.
Yeah.
And he went over to Bleecker Street and made a deal with Doctor Strange, and Doctor Strange did a spell that made everyone forget his identity. So I don't know if they'll do that, or honestly, Nick Fury could go on there, or Telos playing Nick Fury can go up there and say, no, this is what really happened, because it's a government agency. Can come
but it's a government agency that got shut down by Black Widow.
They're not secret though anymore. That's not.
Yeah.
Or he can come out and say sword because Nick Fury wasn't the head of S.H.I.E.L.D. at that time.
But again, I don't think anybody's going to believe Nick Fury though. It's why would they believe Nick Fury, who obviously supported Spider-Man, and Spider-Man's a bad guy? It's the people.
Well, why would they believe Black Panther? Dr.
I'm not
Strange?
saying they would. I'm just saying there are multiple people out there that can fix this. So
there are multiple former Avengers.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Hawkeye's still a thing. He could be like, hey, this kid's cool.
But, all honesty, depends on what day this is, but Comic-Con's literally, the 19th?
I don't know, I haven't been keeping an eye on Comic-Con.
It's the 19th, so we'll find out literally what Phase 4 is. like the movie lineups and everything. Obviously, it's going to be like Doctor Strange 2.
What if it's
Marvel
like
2,
their own rendition
Guardians
of
3.
Guardians 3.
What if it's like their own rendition of like holy crap? Because they did say that Phase 4 is going to have some pretty dark storylines and everything, but it's going to be a storyline of what happens in the cosmos and a storyline of what happens on Earth.
Okay, so you're
like two
telling
separate
me,
storylines.
Well, in that case, then it could be Secret Wars or Annihilation, because those are the only two storylines that could do that. And
well, I'm guessing. So apparently, people with one weird theory I heard, and I don't really agree with it, but it was like people, because of what happened with Spider-Man, because everybody's wondering how they're going to include the X-Men in this, because they've hinted that they might have the next Avengers might be Avengers versus X-Men.
No, they gotta wait a while for that.
I know, right? That's what I said. But apparently, what they're going to do is that their people aren't going to trust enhancements anymore, but they'll trust mutants now, or someone's going to introduce mutants, and that's how the X-Men come in. And I was like, that's stupid. Because there's a theory right now that in this universe, the X-Men don't exist because Captain America stopped Hitler before Magneto went to the concentration camp, so he never met Charles, which means the X-Men never existed.
I don't know if I believe that theory either.
Which also entails why Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver weren't his kids, and they had to be genetically altered.
We don't know that that's their kids or not. They just never met their parents.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so like that makes more sense that Magneto abandoned them than anything.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. So.
But I think how they're going to introduce the mutants is explained. Remember when Rocket Raccoon says in game, he's like, we don't know what this snap caused because it released so much cosmic energy into the world. We don't know into the universe. We don't know what that means.
Which is why everyone believed in the multiverse. I didn't believe in that, by the way.
The multiverse?
I think there's a multiverse, but I don't think they're gonna. Why introduce it to Spider-Man?
There's
and not
always
Doctor Strange?
Well, they explained it why, but he did mention Earth 161.
That was cool though.
Yeah.
And like,
oh my gosh, did you see the salute to Marvel Zombies? With when Iron Man's suit came up from the grave.
That was Marvel Zombies.
That was the Marvel.
Did you catch?
Because he even had like the skull face, and I was like, "Hey, that's the zombie Marvel stuff." Yeah.
Dang. Did you catch the little thing? It says, "Wait to see what's next." 1, 2, 3. ...
No, I missed that.
Dude! At the very end, whenever he's swinging with MJ, he lands, and when he lands, there's a construction site. And on the banner in the construction site says,
I did see that.
Wait till you see what's next. 1, 2, 3. ...
Yeah, I saw that.
So it was like a little hint, Phase 4.
Well, either that or it was like ... and then was when they were just like, Spider-Man's a menace.
That too. Like it could be taken either way.
I seriously think once his bucket's going to be Rhino, I seriously think that I don't know what they're doing with Phase 4.
Well, if that's the case, there's your Sinister Six. Rhino, Chameleon, Kraven. Well, that's saying if mine happens too.
Yeah.
Rhino, Chameleon, Kraven, Vulture, Scorpion.
That's 5.
Well, they're going to introduce another one with Rhino.
I don't think Vulture's going to be a part of it. I feel like at the end of Spider-Man 1, he really came to terms with Spider-Man.
Well, see, I think it'll start off as like a pressure thing.
Is Shocker still alive?
No, remember he got exploded.
Yeah, no. New Shocker.
Then they had the new Shocker.
Oh, then I guess so. So there's your Shocker.
He killed Shocker, and then he was like, "Here, now you're the Shocker."
He killed him. He's like, "I thought this was the anti-gravity gun. No, that one's over there."
That's true.
Yeah. So I think Shocker's still alive. So it might be Shocker.
It could be Shocker, but I wish I'd rather have him.
So if you ask me, Mysterio is Spider-Man's #1 arch nemesis because of all the horrible stuff he did to Peter Parker, and I really think they showed that, especially when he was really toying with Peter with the illusions, and then at the end of it, Peter Parker straight up gets hit by a train.
Yeah, and it ends up in Finland.
Yeah, right. He's like, everybody's so nice here. He breaks open the jail cell and they close the jail cell again.
Also, side note on those, every time you saw an elemental, there was either a AS or which is Amazing Spider-Man, and then there was a Spectacular, an SS or a AA, which is Astonished, or no. Either way, there was always the comic book they were in.
Oh,
like,
really?
In the background, the numbers and letters integrated the comic that they were in.
They had so many Easter eggs in this one.
Yeah, and then Flash came up with the original Hydro Man on
Yeah.
his phone.
Yeah.
Which I think is another little sign of like, okay, we're not using him at all. It's like, here's your Easter egg, put him away.
He almost kills What's-His-Bucket with a drone.
See, I got confused on that because the way they were talking, I thought he blipped and then came back.
Who?
The
the kid. No, he didn't.
Yeah,
blip.
I told you about this, I think. See, I thought he blipped.
No.
And then I was like, oh, that's how they're going to explain the mutants. And he came back bigger and stronger. But then, like, I think it was Cody that told me. He's like, no, he was the one that lasted in the blip.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, dang it.
I do not think they're going to include mutants in this. I'm sorry, you haven't talked. You can talk.
Oh, no, just
there
the
you
thing
go.
with the blip. Was it... Who's his buddy in this movie? I don't ever remember. Ned. Ned, at one point, they were like, isn't it weird how we blipped out and, like, a couple seconds later we come back and when we left he was this nerdy little kid and now he's, this built, good-looking dude vying after the girl you're after.
Yeah, you're right. I just misinterpreted it.
Yeah, no, he was definitely not in the blip.
But I really liked how they explained that too, by the way. Like, I wondered how they were going to explain the
blip,
the snap. I like that they're like normal people are calling it the blip.
I mean,
the best thing's still when the band shows back up in the middle of the basketball.
Oh god, yeah.
The guy got the two and just gets smacked in the head with the basketball.
See, the one thing I wish they addressed was like other people in the blip. Or the snap, whichever you want to call it.
They did. Their whole class was blipped.
No, like older individuals. Like we see now with the kids.
Yeah,
so like, what happens to like the adults at this?
You kind of
the 80-year-olds.
You kind of saw that with
Oh, that's so terrible.
Yeah. You kind of saw that with the Ant-Man and his daughter. Sort
of, but like I'm talking about like the one at Endgame whenever Joe Russo's in that grief circle and he's like, well, I've tried to go out more. I went on a date. We cried a lot, and then we had dinner, and then we cried some more. So like, what happens after that dude came back that you were so in love with? Like, what happens then?
I don't know. See,
what happens to the relationships you form? I thought they explored that a little bit in it. I thought somebody had been in one and they said something. I might be thinking of the wrong.
So was Aunt May blipped?
Oh no, it was the teacher. The teacher was and then your wife pretends to blip, and then you find out 5 years later that she never blipped. She just left you and didn't have to have divorce or anything.
Yeah.
Gosh darn it.
I was like, what a scandal.
So did Aunt May a happy blip? Too, I guess.
Yeah.
Aunt May did. I don't think Happy did.
They don't really explain with
They
Happy.
didn't explain Happy that much.
I love that part.
They don't explain a lot with Happy. He just kind of is.
I like when he tries to throw the shield and just totally biffs it. And he's just like, how does Cap do that?
Another thing is, did you notice when he was fighting Mysterio at the end, he was emulating Iron Man and Captain America's moves to show how much he's grown? Like, their fighting styles.
Yeah, no, throughout the whole movie, I was like, this guy, he's emulating Iron Man. He's growing up. He's being what he needs to be. My wife the whole time was just like, how can someone make this decision? He's like just a kid. He's like 16 years old.
Well, that's the point of the movie.
That's the point of Spider-Man.
I was like, that's the point of Spider-Man, man. Like,
he's just a kid that now has this great power and is like, oh, crap.
Yeah.
I like that in the multiverse, with great power comes with great... Don't finish that sentence!
Don't you finish it! By the way, I love Peter B. Parker. He's probably my favorite rendition of Peter Parker.
Apparently, that Peter Parker is the Tom Holland Peter Parker.
Really? So he gets married to MJ?
Yeah.
Gets hit by a drone?
I know what time it is. No, keep going.
Oh, no, I was done.
yeah, apparently that Peter Parker is the Tom Holland Peter Parker, so.
So does that mean that Miles Morales and Into the Spider-Verse isn't in 616?
No, it's not. You didn't know that?
No, I thought he was in 616.
No, I didn't.
Gotcha.
See, and now I'm going to be wrong, so it's going to be like, you're dumb, and I'll be like, you're dumb. So. Alright, we've been talking about it a lot. We could go on for this forever. Real quick. I'll just talk about this actually later. So.
Yeah, okay.
Let's start another thing. So, this is your new thing. You
rate it. I just said rate it.
Oh, rate it. I think you said edit it. I was like, you ended. 8.5 out of 10.
I'll go with that.
I'll go 9.2.
Really?
Yeah.
We should have rated this a lot sooner. Why?
Because they've had a tremendous task in this one movie of ending Phase 3, starting Phase 4, and getting a whole crap ton of continuity out there, along with making sure Spider-Man is Spider-Man.
I feel like they did a good job releasing it at this time because we're all still emotionally distraught by Endgame.
Well, yeah. That was the point of it. That's what
I know. But see, because of that emotionality, I can't give it a full 9. Because I'm like, oh, of course I love it. I'm emotionally dead right now.
That's why.
And then this movie came out. So, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to use this as a rebound. It's not a rebound.
Wow. There you have it. Spider-Man. Good movie. Go see it. So, we'll catch you next time on JC Discussions. Here we go. Discussions. I stuttered a little bit.
Bye.
Signing out.